You ever wonder why some men in their 70s still have a thriving love life, while others quietly withdraw from intimacy? Sometimes, without even understanding why? Imagine discovering a handful of powerful truths that can reignite your passion, sharpen your vitality, and rebuild the deep connection you've been missing. Stick around, because in the next few minutes we're diving into the real reasons behind sexual decline, and more importantly, what you can do about it, no matter your age. Hey, I'm Dr. James Whitmore, men's health physician, coach, and your no BS guide to aging with strength and confidence. Over the past 30 years, I've sat across from hundreds of men who assumed their dwindling energy, fading drive, and uncomfortable bedroom setbacks were simply the inevitable result of getting older. They left convinced they were past their prime. But here's the kicker. Most of the truths we've accepted about aging and sexual health are not just misleading. They can be downright dangerous. In this video, I'm cutting through the noise. We'll bust the myths that keep good men stuck, powerless, and isolated. I'll share 4 life-changing insights, backed by real patients, hard science, and decades of clinical experience, that reveal how your body is actually speaking to you. You'll learn why what feels like weakness could be your most powerful early warning system, how rebuilding your hormonal balance can reignite your passion, and why authentic intimacy is a skill worth mastering, especially as the years add up. Stick around till the end, because I've also got a bonus tip that addresses the silent sabotage undermining even the strongest among us. By the time we're done, you'll walk away with clear, actionable steps to reclaim your vitality, protect your heart, and deepen your connections, no matter if you're in your 50s, 60s, or beyond. Let's dive in and take back control, starting right now. Secret number 1. It's in your blood, not just your head. When most guys notice softer or sporadic erections, their first instinct is to blame dwindling desire or chalk it up to just getting older. But here's a reality check. Your penis often acts as an early warning system for your vascular health. The tiny arteries there are the first to show signs of trouble. And what you perceive as a sexual issue might actually be a life or death signal. Why erections reflect vascular health. An erection isn't a purely psychological event. It's a hydraulic process driven by the rapid influx of blood into your penile tissue. Healthy, flexible arteries deliver that life-giving flow. When those vessels stiffen or narrow from plaque buildup, erections become weaker or unreliable. Long before you experience angina, chest pain, or suffer a heart attack, those penile arteries, being smaller in diameter, will clog and stiffen faster than the larger coronary arteries. A landmark study in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology confirmed that men with untreated erectile dysfunction, ED, are 2 times more likely to suffer a heart attack within 5 years, compared to those without ED. Point superscript 1, that's not coincidence. It's physiology. Your body whispers warnings through your sexual function long before it screams through severe cardiac symptoms. Carl's wake-up call. Consider Carl, a 68-year-old retired firefighter. He prided himself on his resilience after decades of high-intensity calls and late-night shifts. He assumed any dip in bedroom performance was just old age. For nearly 2 years, he dismissed the gradual decline in morning wood and interim soft spots. Then one morning, he woke up with crushing chest pain and rushed to the ER. The cardiologist told him the same story as I would have. His penile arteries had been signaling trouble long before his coronary arteries gave way. Had Carl taken action when he first noticed ED, he might have avoided that scare. What you can do today: get comprehensive screening, lipid panel, high LDL bad, cholesterol accelerates arterial plaque, blood pressure check. Hypertension damages arterial walls, leading to stiffness, blood sugar test. Even moderate elevations can injure your vascular lining over time. Embrace heart-healthy habits, daily movement. Aim for 30 minutes of brisk walking, cycling, or swimming most days of the week. Exercise not only boosts nitric oxide, the molecule that opens blood vessels, but also improves insulin sensitivity. Mediterranean-style diet. Focus on fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, especially fish, nuts, and olive oil. This eating pattern lowers inflammation and supports healthy blood lipid levels. Quit smoking. Tobacco accelerates arterial damage. Even light smoking reduces nitric oxide production, directly impairing erection quality. Stay proactive, not reactive. Follow up. If lifestyle tweaks aren't enough, discuss vascular supportive medications like certain blood pressure drugs or medically supervised ED therapies with your doctor. Monitor progress. Keep a simple journal of blood pressure readings, exercise routines, and any changes in erectile quality. Seeing improvement reinforces positive habits. Bottom line, don't write off softer erections as just part of getting older. They might be the first sign that your arteries are narrowing and that your heart could be next. By recognizing ED as a vascular red flag, you give yourself the chance to intervene early, protect your cardiovascular health, and restore the strength that lets you live and love with confidence. Secret number 2. Testosterone is the fire under your hood. Testosterone isn't just the sex hormone. It's a master regulator of mood, cognition, motivation, and yes, intimacy. When levels dip, you often don't just lose libido. You start running on empty. Tired mornings, foggy thinking, irritability, and emotional flatlines frequently trace back to low testosterone. A recent individual participant data meta-analysis in Frontiers in Endocrinology, 2024, examined over 2,000 hypogonital men and found that testosterone replacement therapy, TRT, produced clinically meaningful improvements in sexual function and quality of life, with effect sizes comparable to those seen with PDE5 inhibitors for mild erectile dysfunction. Frontiers. Similarly, a 2023 meta-analysis in the Lancet Healthy Longevity reported that TRT significantly enhanced energy, mood, and intimate satisfaction in aging men, without compromising urinary or prostate parameters. Sidinsk University. Boosting your natural testosterone. Before you reach for a prescription, remember, lifestyle is your first line of defense. Weight management. Excess body fat, especially around the waist, promotes estrogen conversion and lowers bioavailable testosterone. Studies show that losing even 10% of body weight can boost T levels by up to 15% in 3 months. AR14. Resistance training, lifting weights, or engaging in bodyweight strength exercises stimulates acute testosterone spikes. Aim for compound movements, squats, deadlifts, bench presses, 2 to 3 times per week, progressively increasing load and volume. Quality sleep. The majority of daily testosterone release occurs during REM sleep. Chronic sleep restriction, under 6 hours per night, can lower your T by 10 to 15%. Prioritize 7 to 8 hours of uninterrupted rest to maximize hormonal regeneration. Nutrition matters. A balanced diet rich in monounsaturated fats, olive oil, nuts, zinc, oysters, pumpkin seeds, and vitamin D, fatty fish, sunlight, supports healthy hormone synthesis. Conversely, low-fat diets have been shown to decrease testosterone levels, underscoring the need for adequate dietary fat. AR14. When to consider medical guidance. If after optimizing lifestyle factors for 3-6 months, you still experience persistent fatigue, low mood, or diminished intimacy, it may be time for lab tests. A morning total testosterone below 300 INC/DL, 10.4 mol/L, warrants further evaluation, including free T, luteinizing hormone LH, and sex hormone-binding globulin SHBG. Safe TRT practices. Work with a qualified clinician to monitor hematocrit lipid panels and prostate-specific antigen, PSA, every 3 to 6 months. The FDA cautions that TRT carries potential risks, such as erythrocytosis and cardiovascular events, so treatment must be individualized and closely supervised. Wikipedia. Personal note, Dennis's comeback. Let me introduce Dennis, a 68-year-old retired teacher and devoted father. He told me he felt off, not depressed, but not himself. After labs confirmed his testosterone hovered at the very bottom of normal, we mapped out a combined strategy. Morning resistance workouts 5 days a week. A Mediterranean-style diet with added zinc and vitamin D. Strict sleep hygiene. Lights out by 10 p.m. No screens 1 hour before bed. Within 3 months, Dennis noticed a remarkable shift. His energy rebounded, jokes returned, and most importantly, he reconnected emotionally with his wife. "I feel like me again," he said. "It's not a quick fix, it took commitment, but I'm back in the driver's seat of my own life." Takeaway. Testosterone is far more than a driver of sexual function. It fuels your vitality, mental clarity, and emotional resilience. By prioritizing weight management, strength training, nutrient-rich eating, and restorative sleep, you can naturally elevate your T by up to 20% in just a few months. And if you need medical support, doing so under expert supervision ensures you reap the benefits safely. Consider testosterone not as a last resort, but as one powerful tool in your arsenal for aging with strength, confidence, and connection. Secret number 3. Intimacy is a skill you must hone. Intimacy isn't an innate talent. It's a craft that demands attention, intention, and practice. Like any skill, if you stop working on it, it gradually erodes, leaving even the strongest relationships feeling like mere cohabitation. Here's how to rebuild that connection brick by brick. 1. Establish communication rituals. Designate one evening each week as a no phones, no kid check-in. During this time, set aside distractions and ask open-ended questions such as, what was the best part of your week? Or what challenge are you facing right now? Research in personal relationships demonstrated that couples who intentionally share novel, engaging conversations report higher satisfaction and reduced boredom. PubMed. Over time, these rituals create a safe space for vulnerability and deepen emotional understanding. 2. Practice active listening. Many men instinctively move to problem-solving mode when their partner shares a concern. Instead, lean into validation. Say things like, I hear you and I can see why that felt upsetting. Neuropsychological studies show that validation reduces stress hormone cortisol levels in both the speaker and listener, fostering a sense of safety and mutual respect. New York Post. By simply acknowledging feelings without rushing to fix them, you signal that emotions matter and that your partner's inner world is worth attention. 3. Cultivate shared novelty. The brain craves newness. Engaging in fresh, mildly challenging activities together, whether it's a tango class, painting night, or exploring a trail you've never hiked, releases dopamine and oxytocin, the bonding hormone. Time. In classic laboratory experiments, couples participating in a 7-minute novel task reported immediate boosts in relationship quality compared to those doing mundane tasks. PubMed. This self-expansion process not only counters routine-induced boredom, but also strengthens the sense that you're growing as a unit. 4. Integrate small acts of physical connection. You don't need marathon cuddle sessions. Even brief, intentional touch can work wonders. A short pre-sleep cuddle triggers oxytocin release, lowering blood pressure and promoting emotional closeness without sacrificing sleep quality. New York Post. Try simple gestures like hand-holding during a walk or a spontaneous shoulder massage while cooking. These micro-moments of physical connection accumulate, reinforcing the emotional safety that underpins deeper intimacy. 5. Share goals and celebrate progress. True partnership thrives when you're not just sharing a past, but co-authoring a future. Set small shared goals, planting a garden, training for a 5K, or even tackling a new recipe once a month. Research into the self-expansion model confirms that couples who support each other's growth, both individually and jointly, experience higher passion and commitment over time. Wikipedia. Celebrate milestones together. No victory is too small because each success cements a message. We're in this together. Harold's turnaround. Harold and his wife had been married 50 years when he confessed that date nights had devolved into flicking through TV channels. He described their dynamic as just roommates. I challenged them to learn the tango, an activity that combined physical closeness, communication cues, and the thrill of novelty. 3 months later, their living room echoed with laughter and playful banter. Beyond rekindled affection, they told me their deeper listening and shared discipline overflowed into everyday conversations, and yes, the bedroom rejuvenated. Takeaway: intimacy isn't some magical byproduct of long-term commitment. It's a skill you must intentionally cultivate. By establishing communication rituals, practicing active listening, seeking shared novelty, weaving in small acts of touch, and pursuing joint goals, you rebuild the scaffolding of connection. Over time, these practices create a resilient bond, ensuring that your relationship doesn't just endure, it thrives. Secret number 4. Pornography can hijack your desire. In an age of endless digital stimulation, Modern pornography delivers rapid, high-intensity dopamine spikes, far beyond what real-world intimacy can provide. Over time, this supernormal stimulus rewires your brain's reward circuitry, prioritizing novelty and detachment over genuine emotional connection. Brain science. Dopamine desensitization. Neuroimaging studies reveal that chronic pornography use leads to both structural and functional changes in the brain's reward centers. An fMRI study published in JAMA Psychiatry found that higher pornography consumption correlates with reduced gray matter volume in the dorsal striatum, an area critical for reward processing, and diminished activation of reward circuits when viewing real-life sexual stimuli. Your brain on porn. Similarly, reviews in neuroscience of internet pornography addiction demonstrate that compulsive porn consumption can desensitize dopamine receptors, meaning you need increasingly extreme content to achieve the same arousal, while everyday intimacy loses its natural payoff. PMC. Case in point, reclaiming real-world connection. Consider John, a mid-60s executive who reached out after realizing he felt more aroused by his laptop than by his wife of 40 years. Night after night, he leaned into fantasy, only to find real intimacy left him flat and emotionally distant. We implemented a 3-month digital detox, eliminating all pornography and adult content triggers. During this period, John reintroduced partner-focused sensory practices, eye contact exercises, mutually guided massages, and shared novel activities like ballroom dance lessons. By the end of the detox phase, his subjective arousal to his wife increased dramatically, and he described the emotional bond as deeper than it's been in decades. Action steps to restore healthy desire. Implement screen-free rituals. Screen-free Sundays or evenings dedicate at least one day or evening per week to go entirely device-free. No phones, tablets, or laptops. This break reduces overstimulation and gives your brain time to recalibrate its natural reward pathways. Digital boundaries. Install content filters or accountability software if self-regulation alone feels insufficient. Rebuild sensory connection. Eye contact practice. Spend 5 minutes daily looking into each other's eyes. No talking, just presence. Research shows sustained eye contact boosts oxytocin, enhancing trust and bonding. Neuroscience news. Guided massage. Use touch to communicate affection without expectation of sex. Focus on non-erogenous zones first, shoulders, back, feet, to reinforce safety and relaxation. Seek professional or peer support. Specialized therapists. A certified sex therapist or psychologist can help you unpack compulsive patterns and develop tailored coping strategies. Peer groups. Joining support groups like Sex Addicts Anonymous, SAA, provides community accountability and practical tools for relapse prevention. Takeaway. Pornography isn't a harmless escape. It can hijack your brain's reward system, making real-life intimacy feel underwhelming by comparison. By instituting screen-free periods, consciously practicing sensory connection, and seeking support when needed, you can retrain your dopamine pathways, restore natural arousal, and reclaim the deep emotional bond that pornography undermines. Bonus secret: break the silence. Of all the barriers men face, low testosterone, erectile struggles, or even porn-induced attachment, the most damaging one isn't physical. It's a decision to suffer in silence. When you bottle up concerns, shame takes root. Cortisol spikes stay elevated, sleep suffers, and every symptom you're experiencing only intensifies. Why speaking up matters. Reduces isolation. Voicing your struggles reminds you that you're not alone. Whether to primary care doctor, your spouse, or a trusted friend, sharing lightens the emotional load and opens the door to solutions. Lowers stress hormones. Verbalizing your worries triggers a neurochemical shift. Oxytocin and endorphins rise, while cortisol falls, so you can think more clearly and engage proactively in your own care. Accelerates action. Once you say the words out loud, even in a brief text, you create accountability. Follow-up appointments happen sooner. Lifestyle changes stick better, and you're more likely to stay the course. How? To start the conversation. Choose your person. Pick someone you trust, a healthcare provider, your partner, or a close friend who's shown empathy before. Keep it simple. You don't need to recite your entire medical history. A straightforward opener works. I've been noticing low energy and other changes lately, and I'd like to talk about it. I think I might have a health issue, and I need your support getting help. Use writing if it feels easier. If face-to-face feels too vulnerable, draft an email or text. For example, hey, I've been dealing with some health stuff that's been hard to talk about. Could we set aside a few minutes to chat this week? Plan next steps. End the conversation by scheduling a follow-up, whether at a doctor's visit or a weekly check-in text with your buddy. Takeaway: breaking the silence isn't a sign of weakness. It's an act of strength. Once you speak up, shame loses its power, and you gain momentum toward real solutions. So pick up the phone, hit send, and take that first brave step today. Conclusion and takeaway: aging doesn't have to mean surrendering your vitality, your passion, or the deep connection you crave. In fact, the markers you once dismissed, softer erections, unexplained fatigue, or retreating from intimacy, were your body's way of getting your attention. Now that you know how to interpret these signals, here's your roadmap forward. Treat erectile changes as a health alert. Don't chalk up weaker erections to just getting old. See them as an early warning sign of vascular health. Get screened, take action, and know that reclaiming erectile function could very well save your life. Fuel your fire with testosterone-friendly habits. Track your levels, yes, but even more importantly, invest in weight management, strength training, and quality sleep. These habits aren't just about boosting a number on a lab report. They're about restoring your energy, your clarity, and your drive. Cultivate intimacy as a deliberate practice. Think of emotional and sexual connection as a craft you hone over time. Build weekly communication rituals, practice active listening, weave in shared novel experiences, and sprinkle in small acts of touch every day. These intentional efforts rebuild closeness far beyond mere physical attraction. Guard your brain against porn's pitfalls. Recognize that easy access pornography can dull real-world desire. Institute screen-free periods. Re-engage with sensory-focused bonding exercises. And seek support if you find yourself stuck in compulsive patterns. Rewiring your reward system will reignite genuine excitement with your partner. Speak up, break the silence. Silence is your biggest saboteur. Shame breeds isolation, which fuels stress and stalls recovery. Take the courageous step of voicing your struggles, whether via a simple text to a friend or an appointment with your doctor. Once it's out in the open, the path to solutions becomes clear. Your journey doesn't end at 60, 70, or beyond. It begins anew. Every choice you make today shapes the quality of your tomorrow. If this message resonated, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Type your biggest insight in the comments, and subscribe for more no-nonsense strategies. Remember, freedom, confidence, and deep connection in later life aren't a fantasy. They're within your reach. Let's make that choice together.